Hello Glendale, I'm Brett Baxley and welcome to the second edition of the Glendale 411. Julia Weber and Aaliyah Slavens bring you this week's first story about the Sequiota Bike Shop.
The persuasion is, I think we're the only place in town that actually does bike rentals.
We have rental information on the menus and the drink lists, and people just see the bikes and want to know about that. The neighborhood's been very welcoming and we've gotten a lot of really positive feedback.
With the park across the street and the bike path and everything, it just kind of fell into place. They were looking more for people to be kind of an end stop to after they go on their bike rides and walks and everything out in the park.
They usually think we sell bikes and bike parts. So then we explain that we sell food and rent bikes, and most of the time they're all right with that. They usually have something to eat. Sometimes they rent a bike. You know, it's the perfect place to go for trail rides.
We're entirely outside seating, so that drives some people away. I can guarantee you though, people do still come in and enjoy the sunshades, and we're definitely the only place that has the tandems or for rental, so people come and really want to try that out. After school, once it cools down even more, it's probably a great place to just come and hang out and get some good food.
Kelly Kate Tedford and Kirsten Meyer bring you a montage of Glendale boyfriends doing their girlfriend's makeup. Hayden Folk and Mariah Carrico bring you a story about a longtime Glendale coach who's retiring this year.
Name and spell it.
Bob, I can spell Bob. It's the same front and back, B-O-B.
Bob Cooper has been coaching high school tennis at Glendale for 41 years and has been a huge influence on many students' lives. We sat down with some of Coach Cooper's tennis players to compare their thoughts about him to his own thoughts.
I've probably known Coach Cooper for about 5 years now.
I've known Coach Cooper for like 3 years, I guess. I have known Coach Cooper for about 2 months. I started practicing at Glendale tennis at the beginning of summer.
This is my 41st year, and I'm not taking a day for granted.
Well, Bob can be he can be a handful sometimes. He likes the attitude aspect of the team a lot, and sometimes he thinks that's more important than winning.
He's very devoted to tennis. He's there every single practice. He tries to include everybody. Teaches a lot about tennis, and not just tennis, but like also with life.
I think Coach Cooper is a really good guy, and he has good morals to carry on to the kids and players.
I get more out of the young people, I think, than they get out of me. I think it kind of charges me. I've got a line that I've used forever that, young people kind of give me goosebumps when you see them grow up. I think the young people do a lot for me to keep me going.
He will leave the legacy that the attitude is more important than what you do. So, I mean, you can suck it out there, but if your attitude's good, Bob will give you a big hug at the end of the match.
He really impacts so many kids' lives and since Glendale. So he'll make a really good legacy, or leave a really good legacy.
Coach Cooper will leave a good legacy at Glendale. He puts good morals on the kids and teaches us always to have a positive attitude and play tennis as well.
I see a lot of hope in our young people.
I've learned that our rackets are not hammers, and we are not supposed to beat on our chests like King Kong.
He makes a good impact. He always talks about how we should treasure each day as a gift. Some of the speeches he's given, it's really impacted my life and other people's lives, because he's given some really good tips and advice and stuff.
I have learned from Coach Cooper to always have a positive attitude, no matter how tough situations can get.
Every day coming out, and you don't know what's the day's gonna bring, but you know somebody's bringing a smile, and somebody's out there that will light a fire. But the thing that charges me up is when I see them give back. 41 years is a long time, so I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow or next month, but if I'm not, I hope somebody thinks it's a little better.
Coach Cooper certainly made an impact at Glendale, and he will be remembered forever for his 41 years of coaching and for his positive outlook on life. Signing off from the 4-on-1, this is Hayden Folk and Mariah Carrico.
Caitlin West and I prepared an opinion piece about the gendering of products. Okay, we've all experienced it. You know what I'm talking about. You go to outline your English 3 essay, and right as you're about to pick up your pen, you realize that you've made a grave mistake. Instead of that usual bluish-greenish inked pen that you have, in front of you lies a Bix for Her pen. How could you, a straight male that runs cross-country and doesn't like to read, use a pen that's marketed for women? The gendering of products is nothing new. We've been assigning gender to objects as humanity ever since clothing was invented. I guess it was easier. You have an innie, I have an outie, these things are for you and those are for me. The tradition has become an instinctive habit. It takes some close comparison to realize the ridiculousness of this pattern. Target recently changed its policy on the location of toys in its stores. A sign that directed shoppers to the location of building sets listed 2 things: building sets and girls' building sets. This picture went viral and thus prompted Target to release this statement. We know that shopping preferences and needs change, and as guests have pointed out, in some departments like toys, home, or entertainment, suggesting products by gender is unnecessary. Now, that's an obvious example, but the same phenomenon goes on without the words boy and girl on the label. It happens with scents, colors, and behaviors. Now, the men on the 44th story of the corporate building in New York City would like to have you believe that you have to simplify everything. Apply simple behaviors and colors to groups of people. It makes the marketing easier. Why has it become a ritual for women to put pigmented powders on their faces, but for men to do the same thing is unthinkable? Makeup is a gendered industry. When it's put in simple terms like pigmented powder on an oily epidermis, it seems ludicrous that we would put barriers as to who can use it. So why is this a problem? Well, it creates a wall that replaces expression with expectation. People can't be their authentic selves. It's okay for a girl to like pink and a boy to like blue, but it shouldn't be frowned upon for a girl to want to paint her walls green and a boy to want a purple bedspread. The gendering of products that have no need to be gendered is ridiculous. Don't listen to that label that advertises those black no-show socks as women's. You do you. Signing out for the Glendale 411, I'm Brett Baxley and my partner, Caitlin West. Thank you for watching this episode of the Glendale 411. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Glendale 411. And don't forget to subscribe to be notified every time we upload a new episode.